It's days like this one that make it all worthwhile. Sailing with my friends, north, to escape the hurricane season, just off the coast of Norfolk, Virginia. Some days out here can be absolutely perfect and worthwhile. But what happens when the adventure ends and another begins? Once the cruising's done, the boat has to be somewhere. And as a liveaboard and a Canadian, that means I had to head north and repatriate myself back into Canada. The problem with Canada is it's very cold. And during the winter, it can get down to minus 20. This is Lake Ontario. Here, it's freshwater, no tides. And just outside of downtown Toronto is a great place to keep a boat during the winter. And what does it take to live on a sailboat for 6 months in a harsh Canadian winter?
All right, guys, this is the first video in the winter series here. So, boat is ready to be wrapped up. The sails are down. I got that done yesterday. Got my new Starlink thing here. Kind of just letting a couple things dry out here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the solar panel, this arch here, build some sort of door here. It's quite a bit of a step down. So lots of work to do. So plan is, I'm waiting on some things from Amazon. In this series of videos, we're going to be going through what it's like living on a boat during the winter. And this is like my 6th season. I don't know. Maybe. Look at the size of these fish here. Look at this. Holy. Crazy, man. Look at the size of that thing. Huge. Could eat for like a week off one of those. Alright, so plan is, it's a bit late in the season to get this boat wrapped up, so I'm going to build a straw. I went and bought wood from Home Depot. I got everything I need, so I'm going to show you guys. I've never actually been able to heat shrink my boat really well. You know, the reason is it's a weird thing. Because the mast's up and because of the stays and everything, it's kind of hard to heat shrink around that. If your mast is down and your boat's on the hard, it's pretty easy. You put one piece of heat shrink over it and you know, go from there. This way you got to make patches and you got to go around the mast and the stays and stuff. It's really hard to do. You got to build the right structure. So I'm going to try that again this year. And coming up here as well, there's going to be pulling the engine out of the boat. I was thinking of using this crane here. Pull the boat up here. Look at all the dead fish in there. Anyway, everyone's see this guy's got a structure there. It's gonna be something like that, but with a mast up. That's the plan anyway. Let's get into the video. Living on a boat during the winter. I'm gonna try and split these videos up over the next little bit here. And then there's going to be a lot of content involving taking this engine out, fixing it. The whole idea would be we can get to the spring with a new engine in there. And then I'm going to pull the boat out in the spring and we're going to do a bunch of repairs. New stove. I'm going to fix my chain plates. And then put a new floor in. I'm going to add a bunch of things to the cockpit area, and then we are going to go sailing. I'm going to try and get away for another 6 months and cross some sort of ocean. I mean, that's the plan. So if you're interested in sailing content and you want to see what happens, I've been dreaming about this for years. I mean, I've already done the Toronto to Bahamas run. This time it's a bit sketchy going into the States these days. may have to skip that. You know, the ICW is great. You know, there's a lot going on in the US. I don't know if it's a smart idea to go down there right now. So, the only thing I can do is maybe go you know, off to Bermuda and either go north into the UK and Europe, or Bermuda into the center of the Caribbean, maybe Nelson's Dockyard. It'd be cool to get EV there. I mean, I've done that run before. Bermuda Antigua run. Anyway, you guys are probably wondering, what the hell, why are you doing this? I don't know, you know, 47, done some cool things in my life, but I have to do this. So, you know, everyone's like, why do you live on a boat? Why do you do this? You could have a house and a wife and children and be working in film. But here I am. I'm a crazy man living on a sailboat, wanting to go sailing. Why do I do it? I don't know, man. But we're going to find out eventually. All I know is that I want to be able to, you know, sail across an ocean and say that I did it. So, stick around, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We are going to winterize this boat, get it heat shrinked up, and get to warm weather again. That's the plan.
I can't stress how important it is for you to maintain and keep your sails in great condition. I once met a liveaboard who kept their sails on during the winter. It's the worst thing you can do. The thawing and freezing will make them crispy. It's just not good. Best thing to do is spread them out on a flat surface, wash them, clean them, and fold them up right. Tie them with some knots, put them in a bag, and keep them somewhere the temperature is consistent. You'll thank me. All right, so how do you get water during the winter? Obviously, this is going to all be frozen and covered in snow coming up here. So let's talk a little bit about that. So what it is look at this fish here. That's disgusting. I gotta remove that, especially around my water. Oh my god. What it is there is a pipe that's buried hanging by a string here, and all you got to do is turn. Look at this weeds. All you got to do is turn that on, and you can fill your boat up with water, and make sure that it's down and at the bottom. That way it doesn't freeze. That's how you get water. How does the boat not freeze in its place, right? You use one of these. This is a bubbler. Okay, this is an Arbrux. I paid $800 for this. My insurance company was very specific about getting this particular one. They wanted someone that's certified. So I've used this for many years. So over there is the power box, and I have a 30 amp service. So if you do the math, that thing uses 8 amps, that bubbler, which pretty much leaves you enough power for the systems on the boat and maybe 2 small heaters. Okay? And yeah, sometimes that's not enough. So what I've done, I went and bought a replacement diesel heater. So years ago, 7 years ago, I installed a diesel heater on the boat here, and I actually shot that, but there was an audio issue, so I'm just gonna have to show you the time lapse of it. Anyway, it's installed and working, which is great. And have this Starlink here. This has been working out great. There's going to be a video coming up about that as well. So obviously this is going to be a series of videos about me building the structure here, what it's like to live on a boat, and then I'm going to show you the actual weather coming in. I'm going to document my journey over the winter here. So if you're really into that sort of content, hit the subscribe button down below, hit the like button, make a comment, tell me what you think. You know, if you're thinking about living on a boat during the winter to save a bit of money and to be in the marine environment, then that's what you got to do. You got to get yourself, got to come on up here to Canada. Most of the people watching this, you guys are down in the States, you don't get crazy snowy weather like we do. I'm sure you do, all over the States, but you know, there's that weird line that's the Canadian border, and it gets cold above that line. You know, there's been times where it's been snowy and gross up here, cold, and you go down to New York City and it's nice. It's weird. It's just like as soon as you go past Lake Ontario, it's the Great White North. It really is cold. So it could get down to -20 here. This is all going to be frozen. This will be covered with snow. So in order to properly negate that whole weather situation, we're going to have to build a wooden structure. I got the wood right there and the heat shrink. We're going to build up a wooden structure here and cover this entire boat with heat shrink, you know, get it all shrunk on nice. I'm going to build some sort of door here. Bit of a step down, so some sort of door where it can open and, you know, come into the boat, and this will all be covered in heat shrink. And I was thinking about getting bags of leaves, and once the heat shrink's done, I'll put bags of leaves here so that I can conserve some of the heat, right? I'm going to pull this structure down here, this bimini, take that solar panel off. We'll build a nice area here. Now here's the topper, guys. So everyone knows that you buy an engine and you get a sailboat with it. All right, so let's address this whole situation. The engine in this boat was installed in 1995, new. Okay, it has roughly 4,000 hours on it, which is in and around the time when you got real big problems with them. Okay, I'm burning quite a bit of oil at this engine, and you know, she made it all the way down to the Bahamas and all the way back. She's been surprisingly great. I only replaced the head gasket twice now, because of a screw up that I did. It's a learning process. According to the manual, a Yanmar 2QM20 can be rebuilt by a person with basic tools. That's what it says in the manual. So, yeah, let's look under Evie's hood here and take a look at the condition of the engine. It is shocking. You know, I had water intrusion in this boat many times. The engine is rusted, but she does start, and we're going to start her right now. So let's go down below and take a look at Evie's engine and talk a little bit about how I'm going to get it out and into a shop where I can repaint it and rebuild it and put new piston rings and go through everything. So let's take a look at that.
YouTubing can be so frustrating. Can't believe I just shot installing this heater and everything, and I didn't have it on steady shot. There was issues with the audio. Now I'm using my DJI mic too. Believe me, YouTubing is not easy. Even after almost, well, over 200 videos, you think I would learn. So if you really like this sort of content, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Anyway, let's take a look at the engine. So this is a Yanmar 2QM20. All right. Look at the condition that this thing's in. I mean, this is just brutal. Everything is rusted. Oh man, she needs repainted. I need to lift this engine out of here and just work on it. She's leaking oil. She's burning oil. You know, needs a new alternator, needs a new water pump. This water pump leaks. New hoses. So she needs a lot of work. All right, a lot of work. So anyway, let's start her up and I'll prove to you that she does run. Believe it or not, she does run. So let's take a look. All right, you seeing the leak? Yeah. So she does run. That's good news. So I went and got I got a roll of heat shrink here. This should be enough to cover the boat. Okay, my battens for my sails. My sails are right there. I managed to get those down. I got some basic wood here. I'm gonna build a door and build the wooden structure over the boat. And like I said earlier on in the video, I've never been able to do this quite easily. It's always been a fail for me because the stays are in the way. You got to wrap around the mast, right? And you got to patch it up and it rips. I mean, if you want to see an interesting video, last time I lived on this boat during the winter, which was last season, click the link right here or here. It's the worst marina in the history of mankind. I said to myself I was going to save a bit of money by living on the boat during the winter. I just returned from the Bahamas, and my dad found it for me, and it was a nightmare experience. The guy charged me a fortune. He was like a total jerk. I mean, that video is pretty... I tend not to get angry a lot because I'm 47 and I've learned my lessons. But that whole experience made me angry. So I made a video. Check that out. The worst marina in the history of mankind. That's quite an interesting video. So... yeah, there's lots to do here, and we are definitely going to document it here on the channel. Hope you guys are really enjoying this sort of content. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It's going to be a long and arduous winter, but well worth it. Will we get the engine rebuilt? Will I get the new stove installed? These are things that we will be documenting here on the channel. Will I get this boat heat shrinked up? And what's it like going to be during the winter? If you're interested, stick around, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It's going to be 6 months of cold winter here in Canada, but very interesting. And hopefully you'll learn a little bit by watching these videos. Like if you're thinking about doing this, definitely going to want to watch this series of videos. So that's it for this video. I'm going to try and post one every Sunday or every 2 weeks when I can. When I have a good video, I will be posting it. So that's it for this one. Captain Michael signing out. We'll see you in the next video.